of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, as we do every Sunday and Wednesday night. Got a ton of stuff in store for you here live from the Colin Scroggins CNAW studios. Go to cnaw2news.com for all things on news and weather. And then also go to Colin Scroggins' Facebook page and Home and Lifestyle Now. Thank you again to Colin Scroggins and his partnership with us and allowing us to be the official sports provider of CNAW. We are presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Mike Hoslow Law Firm, Houston Clinic, Coca-Cola. I'm going to go ahead and say it. We got one more coming. The Lord's Chicken has blessed us as another presenting sponsor, the fifth and final presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Chick-fil-A is in. Can we get a round of applause? All right, yes. Shout out to my guy, Todd Morgan. We'll have a social media post tomorrow. I'm so excited I couldn't even keep it. I don't want to hide it anymore. We're adding one more presenting sponsor, so we got 5 of them. Plus, we're partnership with Slim Chickens. We did Coach's Shows there. We got Zaxby's that we're partnering with. Dave & Buster's is now. We made an announcement on Wednesday. Another one. Come on, clap it up, guys. Chris, clap. There's not many of us in here. Come on, come on. Dave & Buster's Student Athlete of the Week. So thank you to Dave & Buster's. Alex Quinney, All-State Good Hands Player of the Week. Thank you to them. G2, Brookstone Game of the Week. Thank you to G2 Commercial. Masterwall Game of the Week at Calvary. Thank you again to Masterwall. Columbus Lions official ticker. And then we have a Saturday show we're going to be dropping tomorrow. Don't miss this big thing joining us this Saturday. Cannot wait. Dropping those news tomorrow. We got a new show. And thank you with our partnership with the Columbus Lions. It's been a busy week. We're getting ready because guess what? We got 5, 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 football games we're going to be doing this Friday night. Come on, W, you're not fired up. Game of the week, Northside, Smith Station, Blair Harrison, Bryson Freeman, Patriots, Panthers, TC Britton Field, 8 p.m., 6 o'clock game day. Guest picker, Colin Scroggins. Could we see a Mike Corso appearance? Mike Corso Frost and his head picking. Can we see that? Maybe. 6 o'clock. If you're in the Smith Station area, come hang out with us. What else are we doing? That's at 8 o'clock. 7:30, Brookstone and Spencer. Are you kidding me? What? First time ever those two schools. We got a team from the South Side taking on the Cougars. Spencer, the Green Wave, and the Cougars from Brookstone. 7:30, Ian Headley, Joseph Kager, Elijah Fudge, Broughton Branch, Mike Peacock on the call there with Paxton Holloway. We also got Booker T. Washington and Russell County. Can Dylan Grace keep the momentum going for the last several years? Noah Shelton will be on the call with that one. We're also going to be live, Chatco and Terrell. Richard got his wish. We're going to be at Chatco. And they're going to be taking on Terrell, and that's going to be a fantastic game. And pretty big one happening at Dommel Field. Defending state champion GIAA Stratford taking on Pacelli in a fantastic matchup. Both teams 1-0. Both teams looking like they could win a state championship this year. That's 5 games on Friday, and then we decided to add one. Now, we know there is a massive game. There's no hiding it. Central Thompson's probably one of the biggest games in the entire country this week. We understand it. But you know Hardaway's playing too. And we got Hardaway on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. They're going to be taking on Randolph Clay. Coach Reginald Wedner making his debut. How about offensive coordinator Georgia great Hardaway, fantastic alumni. Wayne Johnson is back. Look forward to seeing those Hardaway Hawks taking on Randolph Clay this Thursday at 7 o'clock. We'll have it on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. All right, great show in store. Frost comes on. We're breaking down all 5 of those games and other games that are happening around the area. Carver on the road, taking on Douglas. Douglas. We'll see how they're going to fare and who is Douglas and some of the other teams that we're not going to be broadcasting, but that we will be covering on Georgia Alabama Sports Live this week. Then Richard comes on, the Rambler. He is back, and you know how Richard is, man. Richard's been fired up. You know why? Because Richard loves volleyball. And we had the best volleyball game we probably have ever had on Georgia Alabama Sports Live last night. Calvary and Pacelli. He's going to break that down. And you know what else he's going to do? He's going to also give you rankings. He's going to ramble. He's going to say, what's the deal with that? We got Big Rich. It's always fun. Seinfeld, take us to break. Mike Frost coming up next here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. And don't forget, actually, we got Phil Jones coming up. That's how much I've been a goober. Phil Jones next. Then Mike Frost on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Listen up. This isn't some fast food nonsense. Our kitchen runs full tilt because shortcuts, not our thing. Those jar desserts, made by hand. Our Cayenne Ranch doesn't make itself. Our tenders are real tenderloin. Not like the other guys. Nope. We put the work in early. We brine. We buttermilk. We hand bread. Our cooked-to-order tenderloins rule the roost. It's real. Handmade.
Hi, I'm Dr. Griff Gordy with Gordy Eye Care. For 20 years, we've been proud to serve the Phoenix City, Columbus, and surrounding areas. And Friday Night Lights is one of our favorite times of the year. My team and I love helping our student athletes and their families see every play clearly, with comprehensive eye exams and the latest in eyewear right here in our community. Here's to another season of Friday Night Football. I would love to see you and your family in our office so that we can get you seeing your best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Heavy-duty savings on heavy-duty trucks. Right now at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Choose from over 75 Chevy and GMC 2500 HDs with savings up to $12,000. For work or play, check them all out side by side. Or get 4.9% financing for 48 months and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
To get your case started, do yourself a favor and visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. 24/7, nights and weekends, 365 days a year, and we only collect if you get paid.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Are you looking for a great deal on a brand new Chevy or GMC truck? At Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, we have over 100 new Chevy and GMC 1500 Silverado and Sierra trucks to choose from, with savings up to over $12,000. Every model, check them all out side by side, or get super low financing rates and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. And as I made mention, do we have him on the screen yet, Chris? We're going to go ahead and bring him on. It's Mr. High School Football. It's my guy, Phil Jones. Phil, how are you, man? It's here. It's football. It's back. I know you're gung-ho.
Absolutely, brother. Thrift, I'm great, man. Thanks for having me, buddy. Yeah, man, it's finally here. You know, it seems like we've been counting it down forever, man. But you're right, it is here. Started things off here in Georgia with the Corky Kell Classic, and yeah, man, we are full steam ahead.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. How's your week look like? I know you're doing a bunch of coaches shows and stuff. What's your prep week look like? Where are you going to be? I don't know if you got your scoreboard show you're doing Friday. Are you going to be covering a game? What are you going to be up to?
Yeah, so we just finished up with our 10. We do 10 coaches shows. We actually completed just our second week of the shows this week, like today. And then getting some content stuff done. Like middle of the week, what I do is I start getting my rankings together. You know, ITG Next is part of 6 media outlets that contribute to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Georgia High School Football Daily's rankings. So what's called our composite rankings. So it's ourselves, Score Atlanta, Max Preps, 680 The Fan out of Atlanta, I think GPB, Recruit Georgia. Anyway, so I get my rankings together for that. We do our own internal rankings here at ITG Next. We also do what's called a pick six, where I take what I think is the most interesting games. Anyway, so working on a lot of content stuff. I'm actually working on a story, Thrift, about the Heat. The Heat has become a big topic. How to get around it, how to best prepare for it, how to best practice in it or outside of it. So anyway, working on that, and then Friday we'll do our scoreboard show, which for the last 5 years we've been streaming a game live on Friday night, but we decided to try the scoreboard show on Friday night that really has been a resounding hit with the fans. So we're going to be doing that Friday.
Well, if you ever need any help with us, man, with score updates, you know you can text me anytime. It's Phil Jones, Mr. High School Football of ITG Next here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Phil, let's get into it, man. First things first, Carver. They're the defending state champion in our area, back-to-back state champions. They're taking on Douglas. Now, from what I know from Douglas, made it to the quarterfinals last year. A really good team, Frederick Douglass out of Atlanta. What do you know about them, and what are you looking forward in this game for those in this area they're going to be covering or going to be watching Carver take on Frederick Douglass?
Okay, so this is, just want to make sure everybody understands, this is not Douglas County. I know they get confused with the
I got confused. Trust me on that, Phil.
So this is Douglas with 2 S's. They're the Astros. Frederick Douglass, they're right there in Atlanta, over on the west side. They actually came back at a really solid year. You just mentioned it. They went pretty deep in the playoffs last year. They got some players back, but they lost a lot. Now, on the other side, I'm real interested actually to hear your take, because I know you guys are kind of the hometown team, the hometown place there, company there for Carver. And, Carver went over to Lee County. And even though it didn't count, that was like the first L that Carver sustained in 2 years. Really don't know how much to take out of scrimmages, Thrift. I don't know how you feel about scrimmages. It doesn't count, so you can say all you want to. Carver is still perfect. I think they had 1 loss, and that was to the team over there on the west side of Georgia. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see if Carver can come back and maintain that same dominance that they have the last 2 years.
I completely agree with you, Phil. And, I will tell you this. They did lose to Lee County last year in the scrimmage game they played against them, but 58-21, and I was told that running back for Lee County is no joke. So we'll see how Carver plays out. I know it's going to be a tough test. Carver's got them. Then they got Spencer, their rival, one of the biggest rivals, one of the oldest rivals in our area, week 2. And guess what, in week 3? Hapeville Charter, a rematch of the state championship last year, which I'm even thinking about going up to Atlanta to go even cover that game because how big of a deal it's going to be. So looking forward to seeing that. Phil, what are some other games outside of our area you're looking forward to? I know the Corky Kell's coming up. I know we got some big ones. I don't know if you know and keep up with Alabama. They got Central Thompson. That's probably one of the biggest games in the Southeast, in my opinion. Those 2 teams have been dominant. But on the Georgia side, what are some teams and some games you're looking forward to around the state that we should be on the lookout on?
Man, the first, I'll give you 3 games that come to mind immediately, and they kind of represent all areas of the state, really, or at least 3 areas of the state. The big one is Colquitt County going to Thomas County Central. This will be the first time those 2 blue blood programs have met. I think it's been a long time. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Now, they're they're only about 30 minutes apart. So it really makes sense for them to play. Of course, Colquitt County's a 1-7A team. Thomas County Central's a 2-6A team. But I don't think it matters. Thrift, I want to share something with our viewers, your viewers, and you. You know, everybody's been talking about and debating who's the best overall team in Georgia regarding classification. Thomas County Central or is it Buford? So we put up a graphic today asking, hey, if Thomas County Central and Buford go head to head, who's going to win it? And so let you folks know they can take advantage of that, go in and offer their opinion on that. But
please,
you got that one. You've got, speaking of Buford, you got Buford's going to be hosting Gainesville. Now you guys know Josh Niblett, who was over at Hoover for years. You know, he's gone now as part of the Colorado Buffaloes with Primetime. He's part of their staff now.
Right.
So Tavius Bryant, who was at Grayson, he's the head coach of Gainesville. Anyway, they're going to go to Buford and try to upset the Wolves. And then you've got Newton and Douglas County. Okay. So there's going to be so many P4 and Division I players on that field from both sides. They're going to be all over the place. So those are the three biggies, or at least three of the big games that we're looking at in Georgia.
I want to talk about another team locally here, Shaw. They're going to be going up to play Booker T. Washington. And Booker T. Washington, again, out of Atlanta. Last year, they come in. Last year, I think they went, if I'm not mistaken, I had their daggum record up, so I apologize, Phil. And then, of course, my computer wants to malfunction. They went 2-8 last year. Shaw, perennially a powerhouse around this area, Phil. 20, 30 years ago, they were winning state championships in football and baseball in the same school calendar year. Now, Johnny Gardner's trying to get back on the right track. I think Shaw has an opportunity, but they also play in a tougher classification. They're in the 4A. They play with Bainbridge, Cairo, Monroe, and some other big schools. What do you know about Booker T. Washington and Shaw? They're going to be taking on each other this week. I think it could be a pretty good game.
Yeah, I'm going to just have to defer to you on that one, man. I really don't know much at all, about either of those programs. I apologize, man.
No, it's okay, Phil. I kind of put you on the spot there. Shaw, again, last year, in years past, a perennial powerhouse program. But obviously right now, Carver's the one that really moves the needle, and they're going to be taking on a really good Frederick Douglass team. Instead of talking about that, Phil, I do want to talk to you about something you brought up in the heat. Do you think that is affecting practice and is going to affect maybe sloppiness in gameplay this week when majority of the schools are getting low, for one, smaller practices, smaller practice times, or they're not even practicing at all or only doing film? How do you think that's affected the entire state in that regard?
To answer your question, do I think it's going to affect play? Will we have sloppy play? 100%. That was one of the big overriding themes, Thrift, in my coaches shows I told you about that I did this week. All the coaches were talking about it. Here's an interesting take that we don't think about, and this came from Worth County's head football coach, Jeff Hammond, of course, defending state champion.
Right.
And is going to be in the same region with Carver this year, right?
Yep.
So Jeff Hammond told me, said, we don't want to practice in the afternoon. It's dangerous. It's heat. But with us, he said, our county, and it's Worth County, geographically, Worth County is one of the biggest counties, this is landmass-wise, in the state of Georgia. So his concern, and hear me out, Jeff Hammond's concern is he doesn't want his kids driving into school at 4 a.m. for a 5 or 6 a.m. practice when you got deer country, in this part of the country, in this part of the state. You just got people, most people that are out driving that time of night, unless they're going to work really, really early,
right?
They're out for all the wrong reasons, okay? So you can just kind of put all these things together. Bottom line, Jeff Hammond don't want his young men out there driving. Plus, they're working hard right now. They're tired. You run the risk of a young man falling asleep on the way to practice. How young kids are, man. They don't get enough sleep as it is. So that's a legitimate reason. He said, I'm kind of darned if I do, darned if I don't. I don't know if I want to practice in the afternoon when it's 98, 100 degrees. The wet bowl won't let us practice, really. And, and they don't want to practice in the mornings for the reason I just mentioned. So he's losing a lot of preparation time. And let's face it, repetitions mean everything, which you know.
100%, man. And that's why listen, I've done 5 coaches shows already this week, and I know you know about talking with these coaches. They're all frustrated. They feel like they're not getting good reps in. They feel like guys are not being focused, and it's hard to get focused when you're in the gym, not going 100% and being intense and intentional with a purpose, and you're really just going through the motions. That never is a recipe for success on game week. Finally, Phil, I'm going to say this, okay? From what I saw last week, I was not impressed by officials. Okay, and I'm talking about from scrimmage games, and I saw several games, man, to the GIAA games that we did, because we did a ton of them last week. The officials have taken it to their onus to really crack down on, I guess, excessive celebration. I saw a lot of 15-yard penalties. I really feel like the officials should slowly and gradually start becoming more effective with that instead of coming out aggressively in the gate and throwing 30 flags, 40 flags in a game. We know they're going to be sloppy. We know kids are going to make mistakes. I, in my opinion, think we're not helping the kids or having a great game, and we're killing the flow of the game by throwing that many flags. We know, especially with practice the way it's been, it's early in the season. These are high school kids. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. And I didn't see that a lot last week. What's your opinion on that and the officials? Or do you think we give the officials a hard enough time as it is? There's not enough of them, so criticize them ain't going to help. But I hate when officials can affect the flow and rhythm of a game, because it can make for a bad product out on the field.
Let me answer it this way, Thrift, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I do agree with certain points you make. You always make great points. Here's what I think the problem is. The last year, actually a couple of years, we've been seeing an increase in in-game fights.
Yes, we have.
Clearing, and I think a lot of that comes from the frustration of one team, maybe being a little bit over exuberant after a touchdown, getting, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but it doesn't really matter. Again, we've seen a lot of that. So I think the referees are under an impetus to try to control things. Maybe they're being a little over aggressive with it, but I think that's what that stems from. Is trying to regain control and trying to keep these bench clearing brawls from breaking out. I know, I just mentioned Gainesville. They had one. You remember that one? They had everybody in an uproar. So I just think there's a couple of reasons behind trying to, better manage the game and trying to get a hold of it before it gets out of control. So I can kind of see it both ways.
I get that too. I also think maybe some of the nitpicking things, holds and stuff that are out of the play, even if it's 30 yards away from a touchdown, maybe I get it. Maybe it's a hold, but if it has no effect on the play, but I get the referees are knocking off rust too. Maybe just a little bit of frustration with me. Dude, I did a 3.5-hour game last week. I think that's a long time for high school football. And a lot of it to do with, again, the way the referees were calling the game. So let's get in and get out. It's hot out there. We don't need kids playing 3.5 hours in 99-degree weather. But I will tell you this. You're the coolest dude I know, Phil. It's Mr. High School Football, man. One more time, how can they go vote on that you made mention? And what's coming up this Friday night? And how can they get all the scores and where they can find your scoreboard show, man?
Yeah, well, first on the scoreboard show, we'll start Friday night at 10 o'clock. You can catch that at ITGNet, our Facebook page, our Twitter platform, as well as our YouTube platform. So you can check it out on any one of those three. A lot of people go to Facebook, but you can go there. And then just go also to any of our platforms I just mentioned, our social media platforms, and you'll see we just put this graphic up today, and it says, Thomas County Central versus Buford. If those two played, which they're not scheduled to, and they won't because of two different classifications, but it's just one of those what-if things, and just vote for your favorite team.
Phil, thank you so much. Mr. High School Football, we'll see you next week, my man.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for having me.
That is Phil Jones, and he is my guy, someone I've looked up to, and it is always an honor and a pleasure to have him on. We'll take a break. We come back. We got more. Mike Frost coming up next on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. Costello. Car wreck. Car wreck? Costello.
Are you looking for a great deal on a brand new Chevy or GMC truck? At Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, we have over 100 new Chevy and GMC 1500 Silverado and Sierra trucks to choose from, with savings up to over $12,000. Every model, check them all out side by side, or get super low financing rates and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Hi, I'm Dr. Griff Gordy with Gordy Eye Care. For 20 years, we've been proud to serve the Phoenix City, Columbus, and surrounding areas. And Friday Night Lights is one of our favorite times of the year. My team and I love helping our student athletes and their families see every play clearly, with comprehensive eye exams and the latest in eyewear right here in our community. Here's to another season of Friday Night Football. I would love to see you and your family in our office so that we can get you seeing your best.
Listen up. This isn't some fast food nonsense. Our kitchen runs full tilt because shortcuts, not our thing. Those jar desserts, made by hand. Our cayenne ranch doesn't make itself. Our tenders are real tenderloin. Not like the other guys. Nope. We put the work in early. We brine. We buttermilk. We hand bread. Our cooked-to-order tenderloins rule the roost. It's real. Handmade.
Heavy-duty savings on heavy-duty trucks. Right now at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Choose from over 75 Chevy and GMC 2500 HDs with savings up to $12,000. For work or play, check them all out side by side. Or get 4.9% financing for 48 months and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
To get your case started, do yourself a favor and visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. 24/7, nights and weekends, 365 days a year, and we only collect if you get paid.
What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here, and I am with Terry Johnson and Terry Johnson Agency, one of the first sponsors I ever had when I started this endeavor over 4 years ago when I was doing it off my phone. I want to say thank you so much for believing in our vision of being able to serve the community, shine a light on all these athletes, all these programs. And Terry Johnson Agency, they've been serving the community for over 40 years. Home, auto, life, church. Terry Johnson's been helping my family and me specifically. He's my insurance agent. And I want to say thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Thrift, and I appreciate the opportunity that you gave me 4 years ago to come on board and to be an initial sponsor with you. And it's just been a good association with you and a pleasure to work with you, and look forward to a long association even further down the road.
No doubt about it. Again, serving the community for many years. You need a quote today, give them a call. Jeremy Crosby, his daughter Brooke, and of course, Mr. Terry. They're going to make you feel at home. They're going to take care of you. He's my insurance agent. It's Terry Johnson Agency, big supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
To get your case started, do yourself a favor and visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. 24/7, nights and weekends, 365 days a year, and we only collect if you get paid.
Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday night on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. This is Dr. Love
I'm trying to wait for this song to come on.
I'm just filling time.
Can Tom Brady and the Buccaneers take down the Dallas Cowboys? Al Michaels here with Chris Collinsworth. It's here.
Yes, it is.
Week 0's last week.
Yep.
It's week 1 this week.
Yep.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Mike Frost in studio. Mike, have you upset anyone this week yet?
Not yet, but I'm sure it's coming at some point. I got
Gotta get better, man.
I had to let my wrist heal up from stirring the pot, so
that's all you like doing. Whipping and whipping.
I started getting a little bit of tendonitis. The old school thing with the little air pocket cast on the elbow. I had to wear that for a couple of days.
Hey, you whipping and whipping?
Yeah.
Mike Frost
in the kitchen like a stir fry.
All right. Got 5 games going down this week, but let's start with Thursday night. Hardaway Randolph Clay. Hardaway last year 1-9, only win was against Jordan. This year, new classification, new region, new coach.
Yeah.
Reginald Wedner come in, and I'm going to be honest, man looks sharp.
Yeah.
Look like he's trying to instill discipline, and he's not playing any games.
No.
Now, talent-wise, I'm going to see what's on the field.
Exactly.
Last year, again, a learning year for Hardaway, a rough season in football. But Wayne Johnson's a big pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Guy played quarterback at University of Georgia, was an All-American, played in the NFL some, was a starter at Georgia, by the way, in the 80s, played at Hardaway, fantastic athlete. A little backstory, by the way, Wayne was a big dude in middle school.
Yeah.
And my granddad, Larry Bush, was a coach at Rothschild. And at the time, Wayne was going out as a tight end or offensive lineman. Well, granddad was trying to find a quarterback, and everybody could not throw worth the crap. So he said, Wayne, at this point, just come out here and try it. Wayne picks the ball up, not even with the laces, the other side, and throws an absolute spiral about 50 yards in the 7th or 8th grade. And my granddad said, that's my quarterback. And ever since then, he got the quarterback position. So he gives my granddad credit for that. And I always like seeing anytime positive people who have done great things in the middle school, high school, then on to college, come back, give back to the youth here. What are you looking forward to tomorrow? We're going to be doing double duty.
Yeah.
We got a busy. You'll be doing Pacelli softball.
Yep.
I'm going to be doing a coach's show, and we're going to be going straight to over to Spencer Stadium. It's Hardaway and Randolph Clay. What are you looking forward to, man?
Looking forward to energy drinks, candy bars.
At least we're in the press box, man.
Yeah, it's going to be – I'm looking forward to a blast, man. I want to see – how Coach Wedner and those guys at Hardaway, what kind of schemes they've had. We know that he has the discipline down. We know that they have the good coaching staff there. What have they done with the talent? What's that going to look like? They're going to be prepared, if anything. They're going against Randolph Clay. It used to be a struggling team. Also, they used to be like a team that went 1-9, 2-8 every year, but this past year had a good season, finished almost 500 in their division. I feel like they're going to come in as a good team coming in on the road. Though Hardaway's got a little bit – maybe they can sneak up on some folks like Randolph Clay, but I want to see what kind of their offensive scheme. Last year was a real tight kind of a wing tee, kind of a, buck sweep kind of offense. So I want to see what they come out with this year, the discipline, what's there as far as schematics go with the coaching staff, and just see how they go. Because the first game, you never really know what you're going to see till you play that first game on the field. Even if you watch preseason, you never know, because preseason is just basically just trying to figure out your team as well. So we're looking forward to tomorrow night and trying to see just some football in general.
7 o'clock. We know about the game that's across the river, but we're going to be at the Hardaway Hawks taking on Randolph Clay. So can't wait for that. Hopefully Hardaway starts 1-0. They got Kendrick next Thursday night as well. Speaking of the Kendrick Cherokee, we're going to talk about some games that we are not doing. We'll save the 5 that we are. Yeah. So some of the games around the area, Kendrick is taking on Miller County. Now, the Cherokee, you think, and so does my guy Richard Holdridge, there could be a potential 5-0 start. Miller County went 3-7 last year. Coach Mayo had him on the Sports Vision's radio show either yesterday or today, and we talked about he likes where his team's at right now. What do you think about Kendrick as they will be taking on Miller, that's out of Colquitt, Georgia, by the way? I don't know if you knew that or not, Mike.
Yeah, down there near Colquitt. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. You think about Georgia, you got Colquitt and Colquitt County, 2 different things.
By the way, the game is here in Columbus, but we won't be doing it. But Mike, what do you think?
I'm looking forward to seeing that one as well. Kendrick had a little bit of a slow start to last year. Played a little bit down just off of turnovers. couple of mistakes there on the offensive side kept them out of games that they could have been in and maybe possibly won. But I feel like Coach Mayo and those guys, he's prepared them all season long, all off season, in the weight room, getting stronger. Just that discipline getting there. I want to see, because they're kind of my surprise pick to where it's going to be all 5 teams in their region could potentially make the playoffs this year. And I feel like Kendrick has a strong shot to be that 5th or 4th team to make it into the playoffs out of that region. So we'll see this weekend on how it's going to go as far as they play in Miller County, a team that lost to Columbus last year to start off the season. So it's definitely a winnable game for the Cherokees.
Columbus High and Jordan. So one of the oldest rivalries in
Yes.
the entire state. Columbus coming off the great year last year. Jordan trying to pick up their first win.
Mhm.
Does that happen this weekend? Listen, I know we'll pick the games on Friday, but
Mhm.
right now, my early impression is Jordan's got winnable games on the schedule. I don't know if it's Columbus High. I
Yeah.
still think Columbus High's physicality
Yeah.
up front. They got a really good offensive line. I just think that's where the Achilles heel is going to be. I don't think it's going to be as big a blowout as it was last year. I think it could be competitive in that first half.
Yeah.
I just see maybe Columbus wearing down Jordan towards the end of the game.
Yeah, same here. I feel like Jordan's going to come out. They're going to come out strong. They're going to be prepared. What's going to get them is going to be, first, you brought up the offensive line. Zach Clay, Lazarius Feggins at Columbus High School, 2 offensive linemen for them that are dominant on that side of the ball. I think Columbus's depth, like you said, it's just going to be that first quarter, first half might be a little bit close, but the depth of Columbus compared to Jordan right now as they're trying to build that program up is really going to come into the play in the second half. We'll just see if maybe Jordan has a couple of tricks up the sleeves. Maybe they catch Columbus napping a little bit, but I doubt it with a big rivalry game. There's going to be anybody napping on that one. So I think it's going to be a great game, great show out for that one.
Frederick Douglass with 2 S, not Douglas County, because I got that wrong too. They do play Douglas County, but that's with 1 S, and that is on September the 18th. Carver and Frederick Douglass this Friday at Frederick Douglass, 8 o'clock in Atlanta. They went to the quarterfinals last year.
Yeah.
Did Frederick Douglass.
They ended up losing the eventual undefeated state champ Sandy Creek in the quarterfinals.
They are in the 4A classification, so they're in the same classification as Shaw, Hardaway, Columbus High, and Spencer. I don't think the Astros have the athletes to be able to keep up with the Carver, in my opinion. They're ranked 71st, according to Max Preps, in the entire state. They got Carver 63rd.
Mm-hmm.
So not a very big difference. It is on the road, but I'm still leaning Carver until I see them get beat. And I want to say this. I understand that they got dominated against Lee County, but it's Lee County. That's a 6A school, and it's a scrimmage game.
Yeah.
They got dominated last year, and they went undefeated and won a state championship. And I know a lot of people like saying a lot of things, piggybacking off of the success of Carver. I know you think they could potentially lose 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Is this one of those games that you're worried about?
Actually, it is. It's one of the ones I'm a little bit concerned about, not because of the fact that Carver can't go out there and win the ball game. I feel like the turnover on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball, this is going to be a game where you figure out what your team's made of. You're going on the road, just like that. I mean, like we said, last week, preseason, Lee County, you go against Coach Fabrizio down there, it's going to be a tough one regardless. But going up to Douglas, playing those guys who's a good team again, another quarterfinal playoff team that lost to the eventual state champ. So you're playing a great team on the road, first game. Figure out your offense, figure out your defense. It's going to be one of those things where, if anything, this non-region schedule for Carver is really going to prepare them for later on when they get in that tough region they have, but trying to get in the playoff push.
I completely agree with you, man. And that, again, is at 8 o'clock. We will not be doing that game, but then they got Spencer next week. We'll talk about Spencer Brooks on game. We're talking about games right now that we will not have broadcasted on Georgia Alabama Sports Live this Friday night, previewing those. We go from Carver. We did Kendrick, Columbus, and Jordan. Let's go to Shaw. They take on Booker T. Washington. 2-8 last year. Who was Booker T. Washington, in Atlanta. So they're going to be driving up to Atlanta as well. I think Shaw gets a win.
I do too.
If Shaw is going to go 6-4 this year, like I think, and potentially maybe even win 7 games, this is a win.
Mm-hmm.
And get off to a good start is very crucial,
Yes.
knowing the schedule coming up. Johnny knows it. The team knows it. And they said they had a good offseason. They've had a good week of practice. I see Shaw having it's going to be a close game, but I want to say Shaw pulls it out. Again, both teams didn't have a great year last year, but I'm leaning Shaw.
Yeah, same here. I believe the Shaw Raiders, it's going to be their season to kind of break out. I think that Coach Garner's done a good job getting them ready this offseason. This is his 4th year at the helm out there at Shaw. I feel like going on the road, it's a big test. In that region alone, they only have 2 games that you really play non-region to prepare you for that big region schedule they have. So starting off at BTW on the road, it's not a small task, but I feel like they have it in them to go up there and take it and go ahead and get the dub.
Finally, Glenwood is taking on Lee Scott for the first time since the inception of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We will not have that game. We have 5 games going. It's just too tough. We're just going to try and get there.
Yeah.
We always have internet issues anyway. But it's going to be a big one. It's happening at Lee Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking with Coach Nelson, like, you played them at Lee Scott last year. And he's like, yeah, but here's the issue, is that we got Lee Scott Glenwood to start the season this year and next year. We don't want to be Lee Scott Glenwood both at home this year and then both on the road next year.
Yeah.
So we were willing to take the risk of going to Lee Scott again for 2nd consecutive year just so we wouldn't have to have a year where we're having back-to-back road games to start the season. I understand that. Gators got Trey Clarity coming back. Nate Malone, maybe one of the best running backs in the area. Anytime Ryan Nelson, his teams are always well prepared. We got Caden Karakutis, who's up in the middle as offensive lineman and really good defensive tackle. I think Glenwood's going to be fine. I really do. I don't worry about them. Are they as talented as years past? Probably not. But again, this coaching staff puts them in a position to be successful. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
But I like the Gators going up and beating Buster Daniels, along the coach. Long-time Lee Scott coach, has won multiple state championships. He's moved on. I think the Gators get a big win and start the season 1-0. Brookstone next week. What do you think about Gators and Lee Scott? Still going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah.
Rivalry, beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. We all hate it, but it is what it is. And that's how we're starting the season.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's hard to sleep on that. You think about starting off the season, you want to start off strong. I don't feel like you can start it off any stronger than win a rivalry, because otherwise you can't just go into the game all lackadaisical, not ready. They're going to be prepared. Coach Nelson's going to make sure of that, as well as the other coach, McConnell. All those guys are going to have them all ready out there at Glenwood. So I feel like it's going to be one of those ones where Glenwood gets that big win, gets that little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence going in, because they do have a tough region schedule, being in that new private Class AA in AHSAA. So I feel like this is going to be a big boost right here to get them ready and try to get them into that region schedule. And playing a rival, you're going to play at your best regardless. So you want to be able to at least start off the season with that big W.
All right, that's the Gators. Now let's talk about the 5 games that we are going to be doing on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll first start with Brookstone and Spencer. First time these 2 teams have ever faced off against each other. I saw a guy by the name of Lee Howerson. He's the volleyball coach for Brookstone, trying to win a state championship, for the team chaplain and alumni of Spencer. So he's going to be on Spencer's sideline. And here's the funny thing, on Friday at Brookstone, and then literally the days on either side of Friday, Thursday and Saturday, obviously, he's going to be coaching volleyball for Brookstone. So he's going to be wearing a Brookstone and Spencer hat all week long. But that's going to be happening this Friday night. Now, Spencer lost by 1 to Smith Station last week, scrimmage game. I don't really put any stock into that. Brookstone giving up 34 points was a little bit of like, okay, eye-opener. They didn't make a comeback. It's going to be a tough one. Spencer's got a ton of athletes. What are some of the keys to the game in this one? I'm looking forward to the quarterback matchup, obviously. Elijah Fudge and Broughton Branch.
Broughton Branch showed his moxie last week, making that when they and the rest of the team did at Brookstone, making that big comeback down there at Westfield, down 20, come back to make it a ball game, 33-28, just weren't able to pull it out at the end when they couldn't convert the 4th down to keep the drive going. But they're going up against another great quarterback in Elijah Fudge at Spencer. Westfield had a great quarterback in Johnston. He was able to just slice and dice them up. Well, Coach Farmer and those guys have a better game plan coming in with Spencer right there. You got, I'd probably say, a little bit more of an athletic guy and an athletic arm in Elijah Fudge at Spencer. Spencer lost by a point to Smith Station last week, again, preseason, trying to get everything ready, iron out the kinks before the season, because they really want to get this win, because everybody wants it's a little bit be able to get a trash talk here, a little bit of the moxie going on as you got Spencer and Brookstone. They want to see, all right, who's better, public, private, who's going to have the better squad. I feel it's going to be a great atmosphere out there at Max Strong.
I do too, man. 7:30, Mike Peacock, Paxton Holloway on the call. I've been at Max Strong Stadium, Brookstone with Spencer. I expect a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
Up-tempo game, a lot of speed. Should be a lot of fun. If you got nothing else going on, head over to Brookstone and see Spencer and Brookstone. I mean, it's just, again, it's weird to say, but they're going down, and guess what? It's on
Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
All right, from there we go to 357.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. To Russell County. Dylan Griggs.
Yeah.
Is it 357? Oh, it's not 357. What is it?
431.
431.
Yeah.
There's something 57.
I think that's the county number is 57.
Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize where the 357 came from, but 431 and
Magnum. You were thinking of a pistol.
Larry Knox just.
He's thinking of Heinz 57.
Yeah, there we go. Larry Knox just texted me saying, I'm done. He just fired me. Sorry, Larry. 431, Dylan Griggs had their coaches show yesterday. You were there for that. Coach Griggs, he's like, listen, I'm tired of the talk. I'm ready to play football. He had his war face on. A lot of these guys did. Blair Harrison did. Smith Station today. But Russell County taking on Booker T. Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah, out of Tuskegee. Mm-hmm.
Another Booker T. Washington.
Yeah.
So we got two teams in our area taking on Booker T. Washington.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We got one in Georgia and one in Alabama. Russell County, Chris Lucas. I expect a big game from him. I'm ready to see the new look Russell County Warriors as well.
Yeah, same.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of run game coming out of Coach Griggs and the Warriors offense because, again, losing Riggins, you're still going to have some athletes out there. They're still going to see the quarterback play, but you're going to they got two great running backs. I want to see how they get the hands and the ball into the hands of Quentin Lewis out at wideout. Does he have the ability to come in, maybe run a little bit of wildcat offense out there? Because he's just a straight-up athlete. You get him in open space, you could take over a field right there. The defense, I feel like, is going to be strong as well. Don't know a whole lot about Booker T. Washington. Not a real big playoff perennial type team out there at Tuskegee. But I feel like Russell County has a chance to come out and get a real big win at home in their first ball game here on Friday. Yep, 8 o'clock on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Noah Shelton and Travis Davis and Ricky Rogers. That crew is going to be up there. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I can't wait for it. That's at 8 p.m. From there, we will take another drive. So come on and hop in the car, and we're going to go to Chatco. Big Rich has not slept this whole week. He has been up. He has waited on this moment for a long time.
He bought Panther paws.
He literally almost cried yesterday about Dylan Griggs giving him his first opportunity in 2021. But then he really let go when the thought of him actually calling a Chatco game. And where he's getting it. They're taking on Tarrant County. Chatco last year had to deal with so much with the coach and everything that went down. And obviously a very sad situation, very tragic situation that happened at Chatco. For them to win as many games as they did, make the playoffs, I'm excited about Chatco this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm ready to see that atmosphere. I'm ready to see what Chatco's all about on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's going to be a ton of fun, man.
Yeah, I believe those folks in Casita have been ready to be able to have a little bit of a notoriety, a little bit of recognition down there for those young men and women at Chattahoochee County High School. I feel like it's going to be a great ball game, great atmosphere. Chattahoochee County is one of my teams that could make the playoffs in that region down there in Single A. I feel like they're going to have a great year. Could finish 5-5, 6-4. Got a tough schedule towards the end, but I feel like this game right here is going to really set the tone for the season. Again, coming back from last year, a lot of grief, a lot of tragedy, but I feel like that whole community down there is resilient, strong, and I feel like those kids are going to come out. They're going to play really hard this Friday. We're going to see a good game.
All right, we go there. That is 3 games, right? That's Spencer and Brookstone, Russell County, Booker T. Washington. Then we went all the way to Chatco, and then let's make our way to Damo Field.
Damo Field.
And Dave Plata. Hello, David. And Austin Allen. The Pacelli Vikings. How about game of the week last week?
Phenomenal.
Smitty Grider said, how about them apples, baby? And shout out to Goodwill Hunting. How about them apples? And Smitty Grider went for 2, won the game against a really good FBD team.
Yes.
Pacelli got that win, 1-0, and they're taking on the defending state champion Stratford. Last year, got off to a good start, and then just the wheels fell off. Everybody got injured. Smitty was like, it was just one of those things where the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
This is a experienced team, a deep team, a big team, and they're building momentum, especially in that second half. I like Brooks Pacelli. I do.
Oh, yeah.
And I can see them pulling the upset. What do they need to do? Obviously, Stratford's got a really good running back, an excellent defense. They dominated an opponent they should have dominated last week that was much smaller than them. Pacelli got a much better test than Stratford did. What are you looking forward to with that one?
I'm looking forward to a great, dominant, just hard-hitting game. We saw Stratford a couple of times last year, whether it was during the regular season or the playoffs. Great running backs, a lot of size on that side of the ball for Stratford, but I feel like what Pacelli's going to do, and this, I mean, I'm not a DC anymore or anything like that, but I feel like Pacelli can come out there. If they can get that defensive line to just hold on, take on double teams, plug up the gaps, and let C.J. Star just roam over the middle, I don't care who the running back is. C.J. Star is not going to miss a tackle. So I feel like if they're able to let C.J. Star just roam over the middle at the linebacker position in the second level, get to the running back, I feel like Pacelli's got a great chance of taking down Stratford. It's a big meter test right there for your first home game of the season.
I want to see a lot more Cam Carino and DJ Colvin, which I fully expect them to have big games. Thompson and J.D. Davis on the outside, they get really good wide receivers, and Matthew Alexich started putting things together. Again, struggling that first half, but that second half, I saw them put long sustaining drives. They also had some penalties and stuff that kind of derailed some stuff early on, but Smitty said it's been a good week. And we'll see Pacelli, 7:30 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Dave Plata, Austin Allen on the call. All right. Now let's go to the game of the week. Game day is going to be there. If you've never been to a Smith Station game, it is going to be a sellout crowd.
Yes.
It's the only thing going in town. It is going to be an absolute incredible scene.
Yeah.
Me and Mike are going to be there. Bryson Freeman and Northside, I don't think we talk about them enough. They got a really good running back. The quarterback's athletic.
Yes.
I think the Northside Patriots are going to surprise some people this year. I had them winning 3 or 4 games. Now, I also have Smith Station surprise some people too.
Exactly.
But I like these two coaches. I like this matchup. I think we're in store for a really good game. I'm leaning Smith Station. I'm not going to make a pick. But what are some of the keys to this game as we'll be there on Friday night at 8 o'clock, DC Britton Field?
It's just going to be a matter of what we're going to see is Freeman's first year at Northside, Blair Harrison's second year at Smith Station. So Harrison has a little bit of a leg up for his getting his program the way he wants it to be. Freeman coming in there, he's a Northside guy. It's not his first year at Northside, but his first year at the helm. So now it's going to be his program. What does he do to tweak things and try to get Northside back to that playoff appearance type team that they used to be? I think it's going to be a matter of atmosphere. You're going to have 300 kids in the band out there. It's going to be the whole community out there at Smith Station. It's going to be a phenomenal atmosphere. So can Northside go on the road, cross the river, battle in that atmosphere, in that environment, and be able to take down Smith Station? I think it's going to be close either way. I think we're going to have it's going to take all 4 quarters, I believe. I don't think it's going to be one of those games that ends early. Smith Station, they're going to run the ball.
Yep.
They're going to try to dominate the clock. They're going to try to play great defense on the back end. So can Northside try to move it? They got the size up front. Can they move the ball on the ground? Because I feel like Smith Station's defensive backfield is one of the more elite defensive backfields we're going to see around the area. So if Northside can run the ball, if they can stop Smith Station's running game, it's going to be a lot better game for them than we think. But I feel like it's going to be tight either way. I don't see it being more than a score by the end of the ball game.
I 100% agree with that. Well, that's a preview on all the games. Guess what? We got game day at 6 o'clock. Me and Mike will be there. He'll see whose helmet he's going to put on for that game. Colin Scroggins will be a guest picker. We got some Brian Easton's going to be joining us, including some other great-time Hall of Fame players that have come from Smith Station. They are breaking that out. So it's going to be a ton of fun. I want to say thank y'all. Well, not thank y'all, but thank you, Mike, for joining so much, man. We'll take a break, and then let's move forward with Richard Holdridge, the Rambler, coming up next here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Griff Gordy with Gordy Eye Care. For 20 years, we've been proud to serve the Phoenix City, Columbus, and surrounding areas. And Friday Night Lights is one of our favorite times of the year. My team and I love helping our student athletes and their families see every play clearly, with comprehensive eye exams and the latest in eyewear right here in our community. Here's to another season of Friday Night Football. I would love to see you and your family in our office so that we can get you seeing your best.
Listen up. This isn't some fast food nonsense. Our kitchen runs full tilt because shortcuts, not our thing. Those jar desserts, made by hand. Our cayenne ranch doesn't make itself. Our tenders are real tenderloin. Not like the other guys. Nope. We put the work in early. We brine. We buttermilk. We hand bread. Our cooked-to-order tenderloins rule the roost. It's real. Handmade.
Our Are you looking for a great deal on a brand new Chevy or GMC truck? At Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, we have over 100 new Chevy and GMC 1500 Silverado and Sierra trucks to choose from, with savings up to over $12,000. Every model, check them all out side by side, or get super low financing rates and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. Costello. Car wreck. Car wreck? Costello.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here, and I am with Terry Johnson and Terry Johnson Agency, one of the first sponsors I ever had when I started this endeavor over 4 years ago when I was doing it off my phone. I want to say thank you so much for believing in our vision of being able to serve the community, shine a light on all these athletes, all these programs. And Terry Johnson Agency, they've been serving the community for over 40 years. Home, auto, life, church. Terry Johnson's been helping my family and me specifically. He's my insurance agent. I want to say thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Thrift, and I appreciate the opportunity that you gave me 4 years ago to come on board and to be an initial sponsor with you. And it's just been a good association with you and a pleasure to work with you, and look forward to a long association even further down the road.
No doubt about it. Again, serving the community for many years. You need a quote today, give them a call. Jeremy Crosby, his daughter Brooke, and of course, Mr. Terry. They're gonna make you feel at home. They're gonna take care of you. He's my insurance agent. It's Terry Johnson Agency, big supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Heavy-duty savings on heavy-duty trucks. Right now at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Choose from over 75 Chevy and GMC 2500 HDs with savings up to $12,000. For work or play, check them all out side by side. Or get 4.9% financing for 48 months and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
To get your case started, do yourself a favor and visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. 24/7, nights and weekends, 365 days a year, and we only collect if you get paid.
Hi, I'm Dr. Griff Gordy with Gordy Eye Care. For 20 years, we've been proud to serve the Phoenix City, Columbus, and surrounding areas. And Friday Night Lights is one of our favorite times of the year. My team and I love helping our student athletes and their families see every play clearly, with comprehensive eye exams and the latest in eyewear right here in our community. Here's to another season of Friday Night Football. I would love to see you and your family in our office so that we can get you seeing your best.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. As I say, with the man himself, Richard Holdridge. How you doing today, brother?
I am doing great, Mike. I know I was waiting on that Mike Frost stare down like you did at high school game day when you put on that mascot. I went back and I watched him like, is he doing the thrift stare down? Man, I am so proud of you. I can't believe that you caught on to what the thriftisms.
Yeah, the mascot head did not slow it down one bit on that one. And Richard's on here tonight. We're going to be talking about a little bit of setting, kills, spikes, serves, all that kind of digs.
Can you dig it?
Yeah, all the terms you could think of there as we go to volleyball, one of the most fun sports we can watch around here around the area. And you're the man that covers most of it around here. You know more of the teams than anybody that I know of.
Yes, sir.
So how's it going with volleyball so far? I know you just did a match yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, it was like one of the shortest matches I did. Brookstone, get this, they beat the two-time GIAA champions of the 2A classification, Heritage, yesterday in 3 sets. The match took about an hour. I'm going to come out and say it. Carson Galligan is the best volleyball player I have seen in the last 3 years since I've called volleyball. She is not only dominant on that front line, but when her rotation has her playing on the back line, she's able to get kills from the back line. Yeah. That is hard to do. And she is an aggressive volleyball player. You know, the stats don't lie. She averages five kills per set. Mm-hmm. That is an incredible stat. Yeah. That's CJ Starr getting 200 tackles at Spencer. 5 kills per set? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Carson Galligan is the real deal. She's going to pin.
Yep.
And the best volleyball player, hands down, in this area.
Yeah, you don't hear too many volleyball players locally that go to the Division I level, much less an Ivy League school.
Yeah.
And that's Carson Galligan going to UPenn, going to be up there doing her thing.
She's going to be slammed. She's going to be spiking it every time she gets her hands on a volleyball.
And now we've got Alabama schools starting off this week as well.
Yes.
I believe tomorrow is when they all start. Glenwood, all those guys start over there.
Russell County still hasn't played a game yet. Mm-hmm. Smith Station played Northside yesterday. We got the debut of Glenwood. They'll be on a try match. I actually will be on the call with Matt Melton. And they got Prattville and Brookstone.
Yeah,
so we're going to see Carson Galligan going up against Rory Dunbar, who's their frontline player, that middle blocker. Malia West Sanchez, another great Glenwood volleyball player. I believe Coach Kayla Strength has got them, playing on a high level, and they like playing this local volleyball teams from around the area. It's not a surprise to me, Mike, but Kendrick is 6-1.
Yes,
they do what they do. Michaela Teal, fantastic player. Coach Angela Long was a region coach of the year last year. She's got Kendrick playing on a high level. Shaw is 5-1.
Yeah,
they're having a good season. Columbus is only 5-6, but they've played a lot of tough opponents. But how about Northside?
Yeah,
8-5. They played a lot of games. So the funny thing is, we're talking about all these teams, but we've got volleyball rankings.
Hey,
time to ruffle some feathers.
How about we go ahead and throw them up, Mr. Gates? Let's get these volleyball rankings up and let Richard run it down.
Come on, Chrissy, throw them up. All right, coming in at number 10, Russell County. They have not played a game yet, but I ranked them in the preseason because I saw them during their play date. They look pretty good. They got a new volleyball coach. I know we are going to be streaming some of their games. They're going to be playing in that new Warrior Multiplex. I'm excited about that. Number 9, Smith Station. And we were able to talk to the new volleyball coach on the Smith Station Coaches Show earlier today.
Awesome.
I think that Smith Station is going to be competitive. They lost a tough one to Northside yesterday. But, yeah, they've got some players that can compete. And their next game is next Wednesday against Shaw. So that's going to be a pretty good Border Wars right there. Number 8. Pacelli, look, they're 2-7. Had to drop them all the way down to number 8. I know that Pacelli fans, they're the 2-time GIAA champions. Yes, I agree. We had them number 1 to start the season.
Yeah.
But after seeing them a couple of times, and it's nothing to take away from probably the game of the year.
Yeah.
As Paxton Holloway did a fantastic job. He was there for 2 hours down at Pacelli. Calvary ended up beating Pacelli in 5 sets. And it went to 21-19. They played a 15 in set number 5. That was probably the best volleyball match we have ever done on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. But Calvary was able to get over the hump and beat Pacelli, a team that knocked them off in the playoffs last year. We dropped Pacelli number 8 because they are 2-7.
Yeah.
And even though they've played tough competition, they lost a lot of players from those championship teams. We're talking Shannon Menifee, Anna Doe, Caroline Hilton, you name it. I still think when it's all said and done, Pacelli is going to be competing for a state title.
Definitely.
They're going to be rattling off wins. Malia Resnick, a fantastic player. And I know that they've had their third coach in 3 years. Casey Rose got a tough task at hand. The last two predecessors won state championships. So Pacelli, even though they got a young team, they've always stood for excellence, and they always had these young volleyball players that could step up. It's just that I think the competition knew that Pacelli was on top of the mountain, and they want to try to get him off the mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we got Glenwood at number 7. They have not played a game yet, but I feel that Coach Kayla Strength has got a good team, even though they lost Emerson White, their leader, the libero, who's now at Wallace State. One of those, I think he's over at Wallace State. And I think that with Rory Dunbar, Malia West Sanchez, they got some talent, and we'll get to see them play Brookstone and Prattville tomorrow. We're actually going to have all 3 matches. I love doing those tri-matches.
Oh, yeah. It's always a blast.
Lower gymnasium. If you haven't been there before, and they're not playing in the main gym, they play down in the lower gymnasium where the elementary school is, where they have those plays and everything, where we had Glenwood Media Days.
Yes, exactly.
That's where they have volleyball matches. And they usually have JV playing at the same time, and they'll like half the court.
Yeah.
But who knows? We'll see what happens. Number 6, Columbus. Lost a lot when Kara Parsons graduated. She's now playing volleyball at Point.
Okay.
But Taylor Myers is a player to watch out for. Katie Shear, another good player. I believe in what Coach Carson Lay is doing. You know, they got to the quarterfinals last year, the year before, semifinals. They're now in 4A.
Yep.
A tough competition, but I think that the Columbus Blue Devils, despite their record, just played a tough competition.
Oh, definitely.
But I got them at 5 and 6. Probably the surprise team at number 5. Oh, before I talk 1 through 5, give me your takeaway on 6 through 10 when it comes to the rankings.
I feel it's pretty much on point. You got a couple of teams in there we haven't seen play yet this year, but a couple of teams that also bring back a lot of talent that we saw last year. So I feel like, especially with a couple of Alabama schools not coming back, but Pacelli, I do see that being a one that you kind of 2 and 7 to start the season off. They're going to drop. I mean, yes, they played tough competition. Maybe it's going to set them up for the long run. We can see a big second half surge from the Lady Vikings out there to try and make another deep run in the playoffs. But that game last night, that match last night against Calvary Christian, a great one. Like you said, 5 sets, 3-2. Calvary comes away with what most would consider an upset. But Calvary trying to make a big playoff one there too. So I feel like 6 through 10 on point. Russell County will see a lot of them. Glenwood will see a lot of those guys as well. Smith Station. I feel like just around the volleyball around the area in general with Columbus and those guys, it's been a very great, lot of talent all throughout the area.
I do want to say, Mike, when I did these rankings, there are some teams that I might consider putting them in the rankings next week. Hardaway is 6 and 3, and Carver is 4 and 3.
Hey, they're making a push.
They are making a push, and they're saying, "How come you didn't have us in the rankings?" Russell County hasn't even played a game yet. Hardaway, we're 6 and 3, and you didn't put us in the rankings.
True.
This is why we have rankings, and we ruffle feathers. We're going to get an opportunity to see them, and I will consider that most definitely. All right, Mike, let's talk 1 through 5, because this is where it gets really interesting, because I think these 5 teams could make a deep playoff run.
Oh, yeah.
Number 5, Kendrick,
Hey.
6 and 1. Their record shown why they are one of the top teams in their region. Now in 3A with the likes of Carver, Worth County, Crisp County. I think Kendrick could win this region. Sumter County. If you look at their volleyball team, they're not in the same region with Columbus and Shaw.
Nah.
They're in a region where I think Kendrick can win this region, host multiple playoff games, and make a deep run in the 3A playoffs. This team is for real. We live streamed several of their games last year. Michaela Teal is a phenomenal volleyball player, and I believe in Coach Angela Long. I think that she is a fantastic volleyball coach that won Coach of the Year last year.
Yep.
She's getting them playing at a high level. What's your thoughts on Kendrick being number 5?
It doesn't shock me one bit, man. Kendrick's, I mean, they have the athletes out there. They have the coaching. It's just been a fact of building that program up. They're getting better year by year. But I do feel like region champs is a goal for those ladies over there off of Buena Vista Road. I feel like Kendrick has the chance to take that region, take down Sumter, Carver, Crisp, Worth, all those guys, and go into the playoffs. I feel like they do have a chance to at least make a semifinal run and maybe push for a state title right there. Right now, I see it happening for them.
All right, number 4, the Shaw Lady Raiders, as they are 5-1. They got a lot of seniors. Isabella Williams, Sophia Waters. They do have a lot of experience. Remember, they upset Kendrick in the region championship, and they got to the second round of the playoffs, trying to build off that momentum. I mean, shout out to assistant volleyball coach Curtis Crowell. He's our guy. Coach Savannah Battle does a fantastic job with the Shaw Lady Raiders. They got a big one next week, taking on Smith Station. They're actually home. They got a tri-match between Central Talbotton and Taylor County. Mike, you know I love me some Central Talbotton. If I had an opportunity, I'm doing the tri-match, but, man, I would love to stream this game. Taylor County and Central Talbotton? Yeah. Oh, my. But they do play Smith Station next week, and so looking forward to that. All right, let's talk top 3. We bumped them up because somebody put a bug in my ear and said, you need to give Northside some respect. Put some respect on our name because you have us too low. They're 8-6. They look fantastic. They beat Smith Station. They're playing 6A volleyball. Mike, I know you call volleyball for Northside, but you know Northside in 6A and the likes of Woodward Academy and Tri-Cities. And, ladies and gentlemen, the Thrift Behringer stare down is one of those things that is iconic. It's unique about what this Georgia Alabama Sports Live show is about. Here we go. Keep the camera on me while Thrift stares me down. So, Northside at number 3. We bumped him up. You see, I almost blundered my words because Thrift. You see? Hey, great job, Thrift. All right. We bumped Northside up to number 3.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Oh, I definitely do. You see the athletes they have out there on the court. I mean, basically led by sophomores on the front line, but a lot of athleticism. We saw them go down, play Smith Station yesterday. Got a 3-0 victory on them, won all 3 sets pretty convincingly. I think 25-11, 25-13, and I believe it was about the same, about 25-10 on the third set. So you've got great athletes out there, probably I'd say led by Lacey Watts up front. A great sophomore.
Layla Pope.
Yep, Layla Pope. I mean, just even calling the games last year when they were freshmen, I was out there. I mean, these girls are athletic. I don't see too many with like that amount of ladies out there on the court able to smack the ball the way they do on those kills. I mean, it's amazing. And then, I mean, it's just the great coaching out there, the athletes they have. I feel like they're going to be able to make a deep run. They've been able to take down a lot of these teams locally. Started off with a lot of big tournaments up there towards Atlanta with a lot of bigger teams. I feel like they have a good shot to be a playoff team in that new region in 6A.
Yeah, they have won 6 straight games. They're actually 8-5. They beat Callaway, LaGrange, Northgate, Whitewater, Jonesboro, and then Smith Station yesterday. Guess who they are? Another tri-match. Could we possibly maybe get this on Middle Georgia Sports Live? Northside's taking on Carrollton and Howson County.
Oh, wow.
Sign me up for that. And then they play Central. Yeah, the Central Red Devils next Tuesday. Yeah, they got a lot of fun matchups. I'm really looking forward to that. We made the right decision bumping Northside up to number 3. All right, now number 2. They're 3-0, but I think it's more of a prove me for the Calvary Knights because Coach Kendra Henthorne knows what type of team she has back. Abigail Steffens, Abigail Holder, Madeline Gaps, Olivia Smithwick. That's a lot of young sophomores and juniors that are now juniors and seniors that have been through the fire. They lost to Pacelli in the quarters. They have a lot of confidence. They beat Pacelli in probably one of the most epic volleyball games we've ever had in the history of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Man, Paxton, that was the game I wanted. Love Paxton. He did a fantastic job on the call. And Calvary gets the monkey off their back, and they beat Pacelli. They are 3-0. The reason why I did not want to put them number 1, because they have a tough test on August the 25th when they play the number 1 team on our rankings, and that is the Brookstone Cougars.
Yeah, there's no argument about that one. No argument about that.
No argument.
Yeah.
I've seen Brookstone, their first home game yesterday against the two-time GIAA champions in Heritage. Dominant. Carson Galligan is just a kill machine. 5 kills per set. Priscilla Fega, a nice complimentary player that gets about 3 kills per set. That front line, you have height up there. You have Megan McPherson with the blocks.
Yeah.
You have Charlotte DeMars with blocks. You have Elise Fernandan, great libero. You know, libero is my favorite position. But I think that Coach Lee Halverson, which we heard on the Brookstone Coaches Show earlier today, I believe they can win a championship.
Oh, yeah.
This is their year. I feel that Brookstone has the team to win a championship. But teams like Calvary, and don't count out Pacelli. They're the 2-time champions. I think they could figure it out. This is going to be a fun race to the end in the GIAA with Brookstone, Calvary, and Pacelli.
I think the same thing right there. With Brookstone, they've been able to dominate a lot of great teams so far. I feel like we're going to see it kind of get down when they get to the nut of things in the middle of the schedule, playing the big region teams, working through the GIAA. But they've done a good job with Coach Halverson scheduling a lot of these bigger teams throughout the state of Georgia and Alabama, getting his girls ready. And to be 6-1 with the schedule they've had is phenomenal for a big start for them. So I feel like the Lady Cougars do have a chance to take down and take the title here this year in volleyball.
Well, those are our rankings. And Hardaway, Carver, even Jordan, who's 3-3. Spencer, another look, I will consider these 4 teams that did not make the rankings. There's a lot of talent in as far as volleyball goes. A lot of talent in this area, and I can't wait to see how their seasons play out. All right, Chris, go ahead and take down the rankings. Mike, since we are here doing the show, we got to talk about Phoenix City Little League.
Oh, yeah.
Kinley Rasmus was dominant. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, which ties Monet Davis for the most strikeouts by a girl in Little League World Series history. But the pitching that Tacoma had, they have a left-handed pitcher named Frank the Tank, who was also dominant. This was 0-0 going into the top of the 7th. Mike, can I say this? I absolutely hate the base runner rule in extra innings in Little League.
Yeah.
Because Tacoma unfortunately put up 2 runs in the 7th, and Phoenix City loses game 1, but then they're still not out of it. They're in the elimination bracket. They play on Saturday. But how fun was that to watch that, to have watch parties all over the area? And I was blown away by the performance by Kinley Rasmus.
Oh, yeah, just the team in general. You watch them get out there. They've gotten all kind of notoriety and recognition. You see them on ESPN now getting interviewed. The Fear of the Bow going on.
They're stars.
Yeah, they are. I mean, and it's great for the kids. That's what we love to see. The kids got that little moment there. You know, the last time it happened was back when her father and uncle and all them played. So they had all that notoriety on ESPN. But it's great to watch. It's great games to watch these young people. You see them coming up 11, 12 years old. Might see some of them playing in the league in about 8, 9 years from now, because we've seen throughout it, like Sean Burrows coming up through the Little League World Series. You know, Cody Bellinger we saw in the Little League World Series. So could see any of the amount of these kids. So that's the great part about being able to watch the games in Williamsport.
Yeah, we're cheering on Phoenix City Little League. Hopefully they could get it done. In 1999, they actually were in the elimination bracket, and they got all the way to the U.S. Championship and won it. So we're hoping that this is just, they just happen to play probably the best team in the bracket. I think this Tacoma team is the real deal. They could win it all. But, yeah, we're cheering on Phoenix City Little League. They will be playing 7 o'clock on ESPN on Saturday. All right, Mike. Great segment. But I know Thrift is chomping at the bit. He wants to get back on the air
here and close this thing out.
Close it out.
Before we go to break, I want to agree with Richard and be like, down with the Manfred rule. No more base runners on second base.
No more base runners.
Here he comes.
Here comes the Thrift Behringer stare down, ladies and gentlemen.
Put it on me, Chris.
Put it on him.
Thank y'all so much for watching. He's the Rambler. He'll always be here.
I didn't ramble that much.
What's the deal with that? Richard will be at Chatco. Can't be more fired up. 5 games this Friday. We'll see you next time. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Griff Gordy with Gordy Eye Care. For 20 years, we've been proud to serve the Phoenix City, Columbus, and surrounding areas. And Friday Night Lights is one of our favorite times of the year. My team and I love helping our student athletes and their families see every play clearly. with comprehensive eye exams and the latest in eyewear right here in our community. Here's to another season of Friday Night Football. I would love to see you and your family in our office so that we can get you seeing your best.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Fair, it's been a pleasure. Oh, no, here we go.
What are you fired up about, man?
Let me tell you something. This is the show, and we're not going to change it.
Thanks, Rich.
We're going to do a show about nothing. What's it about? It's about nothing.
Chris, single shot. What's the deal with that? I will tell you this. Something that really grinds my gears more than anything.
Now you're Peter Griffin.
And I'm talking about fired up, mad. I can't stand it.
You don't want to make an enemy of you.
I'll show you next show.
Oh, that's a nice tease.
I'll tell you next show. All right, I know I wrapped up the show, but we forgot to do the Hula Hands highlight of the week. Go and vote 3 fantastic plays, including Pacelli football game. How about the 2-point conversion? And fantastic job by them. Really proud for Smitty Grider going for 2. So that was a play. Calvary, Braxton Wilkinson throwing that deep pass to Sawyer Talbot. And then the Pacelli Vikings taking on Trinity Christian. All right, Rich, you can go vote for them and see who the winner is right now. Don't forget, tomorrow we got several broadcasts on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And that includes Coach's Show, Glenwood at Zaxby's at 6 o'clock. We also got Randolph, Clay, and Hardaway football, Richard, at 7 p.m. We got a tri-match with Glenwood taking on
Prattville and
Brookstone. That should be a lot of fun. And then we got Calvary softball, if I am not mistaken.
Taking on Strong Rock, rematch of the championship last year.
That's all happening on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then we got 5 football broadcasts on Friday, a new show dropping on Saturday, and Sunday we just do it all over again. It should be a lot of fun. Big Rich, any other final thoughts before we get out of here, man?
Great show once again. Like I said, I know the entire community was watching Phoenix City Little League today. I really want to know.
You want to talk about something serious right now?
I really want to know what was the ratings? What was the ratings in Columbus? Because I know everybody was watching it.
I watched it.
That was a big deal.
And I'm glad you brought them up. In all seriousness, the Kinley Rats say us proud, dominant on the mound.
Absolutely
coming
dominant.
Up just short. We don't like the extra inning rule with the base.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Putting a runner on base already. But, hey, look, it is what it is. Alabama's going to bounce back. They play again on Saturday at 7 p.m., so we'll be cheering them on. Everybody just get in front of your TV Saturday night, 7 p.m. Alabama, they're still not done. Still got an opportunity. And I've seen many teams win championships after they lost that first game. So I'm not wavering on them. And, again, fear the bow.
Fear the bow.
Fear the bow, Rich. All right. That puts a wrap on Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. We'll see you next time. And, Rich, listen. Don't get in front of his camera. Jacko Ferentz, for the love of God, do not walk in front of his camera. Big Rich, lead the Panthers out. We'll see you next time on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.